Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of WP the Podcast. I'm David Blackman.
And I'm Tim Streifler.
Today, in episode 759, we're going to talk about the best way to handle plugin and theme licenses for clients' websites. Now, obviously, it's very different. It depends on the relationship with the client. It depends on whether or not you're going to be managing that client's site. You may make some decisions differently. Going forward, it may be a one-off. You may build the site for the client and never have contact with them again. And there are some things that you're going to want to do and stuff. And I could dive off into, I'll take the first one and what if we roll back and forth with each other, Tim, on this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because there's some things that, and I'm curious to see. Now, Tim and I didn't talk about this episode beforehand, so I'm curious to see his best practices and our best practices and stuff. I feel pretty confident they're going to line up pretty similar and stuff. And I think what I will do is I will take, if the client's going to be a client of yours going forward, and then there's the other one that if it's a one-off, which one do you want, Tim? I'll give you the right to choose, and then I'll take the other one.
Yeah, I'll do if it's a one-off, and
dang, yeah. I wanted that one too, but I'm gonna let you have it. All right, so you're in a web design business and you've got clients' websites and you're building them, and you have a maintenance agreement with them, or you're going to be their official web developer. You're the person that they're going to call when anything goes wrong with their website beyond building the website. Well, the wonderful thing about WordPress and the open source community and stuff is they're aware of that. So obviously software can get pricey, it can get expensive, especially if you're having to purchase that software every single time you build a new site. Now, with saying that, these are pass-through costs that you should be passing through to your client anyways, and not expenses that you should be eating. The benefit is, man, I don't know. I'm about to throw some WordPress developers under the bus. I hope the clients aren't listening to this podcast too much, because we're about to let some secrets out the bag over here that clients could be like, say what? So, a lot of WordPress developers will have unlimited licenses. It's pretty common. So you can go in and you can purchase a license for, let's just say, one of the most popular form plugins that Tim and I use is Gravity Forms. And they give you a developer's license, an unlimited license, which allows you to use that software on any customer's website. And you just simply install the software, you put in your license key, and Gravity Forms knows he's got a developer's license, he's got unlimited websites. It's the proper license key. Well, if you're building sites for clients and you're going to be managing it, that's the way you want to do it. Why do you want to do it that way? Because it's one low cost a year, but you can charge your customers, for that software. Whatever it is that you're going to build into your maintenance program, that can be a part of your fee structure. They don't know that you get unlimited uses and developer additions for this software, and you may only be paying $100 a year to have it on 1,000 websites. And I'm being fictitious. It's not only 100, but I'm trying to just give you simple numbers and stuff. They don't understand that. And you're charging them $100 a year, for example. Well, if you're getting $100 a year from every customer for a software that's only costing you $100 a year, you're making a pretty good profit there. So that's one of the benefits and advantages of maintaining the sites. Now, if it's a one-off, you may not want to do it this way. You may not want your licenses tied to this customer forever. You may want to, purchase their own license and stuff. And we're going to let Tim talk about that. But that's one of the big advantages of kind of managing it. And personally, it's also one of the ways that you can keep customers in-house. if you're managing their software needs and stuff.
Yeah.
Because this is technology and they may not be technologists, they're probably not technologists. They want some professional handling that aspect for them and stuff. So Tim, how would I want to handle it if it was a one-off?
Yeah, the way I recommend. So first of all, I agree with the way that David does it. If they're on your maintenance plan, you basically you let the client use your licenses and everything, and you pass that cost off to them. That's definitely the best way to do it. Now, if they are not on your maintenance plan and they're not paying you recurring, either monthly or yearly or quarterly, for you to maintain their website and potentially host it for them too, then I recommend to not let them use your license keys. And so what I typically do, because I don't like having to, beforehand go and tell them, here's what I plan on using. You need to go buy licenses. And that's just a huge whole headache. So what I do, if I'm not managing it, I will build it with whatever tools I want to use. And I will just not leave the license key on when I turn the website over to them. And I make sure they know that ahead of time. It's in the contract and everything, that they don't get access to the ongoing software updates for the software I used, if they're not on my maintenance plan. And so, and I will be happy to send them a list and where they can get it, put in my affiliate links and say, hey, you're going to want to purchase these tools that I use to create your website so that you can get software updates and make sure your website stays secure and blah, blah, blah. And they're going to know the risks of not having a maintenance plan beforehand. I'm going to communicate that to them and say, hey, you really want a professional, blah, blah, blah. And if they still, there's a term in the medical field called AMA, which stands for against medical advice. My wife's a nurse practitioner. And so it's something that if a patient does something against medical advice, you have to put that in your documentation for liability reasons. Like, patient left AMA, they left against medical advice, right? It's like, instead of against medical advice, it's like AWA against, or AWDA against web designer advice, right? Like, they are choosing to not have a professional maintain their website against my professional advice. And so, making sure that they know that they need to go and purchase those software to keep them up to date and secure and everything like that. So bottom line, if they're not on my maintenance plan, they don't get the benefits of all the software being renewed automatically every year and getting access to that by just paying that maintenance fee. So
Tim, I think technically it is AWA. If we go back to the OG days of the web world, it was Webmaster.
Webmaster advice. There you go. Love it.
Which was one word, against Webmaster advice. Do people even still use the term Webmaster anymore?
I mean, maybe
I don't think so. Really, I don't think so. It used to be a big thing. You webmaster, you
contact your webmaster.
Yeah, you're the goat. So so those are some takeaways that the best way to handle whether or not you allow your clients to use these licenses for all of this software and stuff. And you know what? Truthfully, it's a good way to get clients on your maintenance program. If they realize all of a sudden, oh my goodness, I've got to deal with software and update this every year and all the stuff. They don't know that it's pretty easy and it automatically does its own. You just buy it one time and it kind of takes care of itself. But except for the updating of the software that needs to be done. It's pretty straightforward and simple, but non-technical people, again, it could be a good closing tool. So you may get them in your maintenance program anyways. So tomorrow we're going to talk about how to set up Google My Business and let you know why it's important. Till tomorrow, we'll see you then.
Take care. Bye-bye.